Nou, kom ons kyk na die antwoorde van die lydend en bedrywende vrae. Looking at the answers for active and passive voice. So die eerste vraag, die Bobbejane het vroeg in die oggend die berg uitgeklim. So die Bobbejane is the subject. We've got a het, which is the verb. Vroeg in die oggend is time. Die berg is the object en uitgeklim is another verb. So we're changing it to lydende vorm. So we're swapping the object and the subject and we're adding deur. So we start with the object, which is die berg. The het changes to is. Then we've got time, vroeg in die oggend. Then we've got deur, the subject, deur die Bobbejane. And the verb stays the same, uitgeklim, because it already has a ge, so we don't need to change that. Okay, die Bobbejane het vroeg in die oggend die berg uitgeklim. Die berg is vroeg in die oggend deur die Bobbejane uitgeklim. Okay, so here we've got subject, sal, eendag is tyd, die liedjie, object, en bekend maak, verb. Okay, so what we need to do, I'm just going to give you the maths behind it. I always think about Afrikaans second language as maths. You've got a formula and you apply the formula. So the formula is basically stompie. So let me go like this. Your normal sentence structure is stompie. Okay, so let's have a look at this sentence. Die orkes, that's the S. Sal is the verb. Time, eendag. Object, die liedjie. We don't have manner and place. Verb, we don't have an infinitive. Okay, so there we've got stompie. And we've got specifically what this sentence consists of. Now, if we've got lydende vorm, in future tense, because it's sal, then what do we need to do? So I said this one sal, and sal stays as it is. We swap the object and the subject around. We said we don't have a manner or a place, and we don't have the infinitive. And in front of the subject we have to have deur, and the verb must have a ge. Okay, so what we've got is die liedjie. Sal stays where it is. Time, eendag. Deur, the subject. And then we've got ge in front of the verb. We can't say gebekend. Remember, if we've got be, ge, her, er, ont, ver, mis, en pro, we cannot put a ge. You can't say gebekend. So we keep the bekend and we put the ge with a mark. Okay, when you're done with your sentence, just double check. Die liedjie. Die liedjie. We've got it. Cool. We've got the verb, sal. Okay, lovely. We've got the eendag. We've got the eendag. We've got the orkes. And we've got, oh, I didn't highlight die liedjie. And we've got bekend gemaak. And here we've got bekend gemaak. So double check that you have everything that you need. You have it here. The deur we didn't have, but we had to add it. So there must be a deur in your sentence. Okay. So in your test, use highlighters, or if you don't like highlighters, underline things, circle things. Make sure that you have everything you need. Think of it like maths. Double check all your answers. Don't think about what's the answer, write it down, move on. Double check everything with the formula. Okay. Die kinders sal volgende week die laaste bietjie kos eet. So we've got subject, sal, time, die laaste bietjie kos is object. So die kos, but die laaste bietjie describes. So die laaste bietjie kos is the object, and this is the verb. So we change the object and the subject. So we've got die laaste bietjie kos. Sal stays where it is. Then we've got time. Then we've got deur and the subject. And then we've got the verb. Geëet. Okay. Here we've got ek het 3 maande gelede die liedjie gehoor. So we start with the object, die liedjie. Okay, then het becomes is. Time, maande gelede. Okay, now you can't say deur ek. Think about it like our English. You can't say by I. You have to say by me. So deur my gehoor. Alright. Next one. Here we've got the subject. We've got a verb. So now it's, we don't have sal or het, so this is a present tense. Die mans is the object. Om die rugby af te skakel is infinitive because it's got a omte. Omte is infinitive. Okay, so then we swap the object and the subject. So we've got die mans. Now with present tense, we have to add in a word. Word, die mans word. We've got deur the subject. And then the verb smeek gets a ge and it moves to the end. And then we've got the infinitive. I forgot something here with the sal. Let me see, where was the sal? Hierso. Die liedjie sal eendag deur die orkes bekend gemaak. Remember, we also have to add in a word. So for future tense, we must have, with a sal, we must have a word. And with this one as well, we've got sal, so we need a word at the end. Okay, next one. Die man sal die geraas van ver, die mens sal die geraas van ver af kan hoor. So we've got subject, so the object is die geraas. Sal stays where it is. There's no time, so deur the subject. Van ver af is place. En kan hoor is the verb. And we've got the word at the end. So sal word. Okay, so just quickly, we've got in present. In present, we've got word, deur, and ge in front of the verb. In past, we've got the het changes to a is, deur, and the ge, there's already a ge in front of the verb. So we basically take the het away and we're adding a is. Okay, and then in future, we have a sal and the sal stays where it is. We're adding a deur and we're adding ge in front of the verb and we're adding a word. Okay. Alright, now let's look at if we put everything in bedrywende vorm. So in bedrywende vorm, we basically do the opposite. So bedrywend, so we can tell this is bedrywend because it's got a deur. Okay, so we look at the deur and we go, aha, it's the opposite. So that means this is the object. We've got is as the verb. Gister is time. Whatever comes after the deur is the subject. And this has got a ge in front of it, so it must be a verb. What tense is this? It's is, so it's past tense. Because here, let's look at, here we change the het to a is. So now we've got to start with the subject, die held. The is becomes a het. Then we've got time. Then we've got the object. And we've got the verb. Okay. So die nare boef is gister deur die held gevang. Die held het gister die nare boef gevang. Okay, so here we've got word and we've got deur. Word is present tense, so we're going to take the ge away as well. So that's everything we have to take away. So do this for yourself in your exam. I cannot stress it enough. Circle it, underline it, highlight it, whatever, as long as you can see what you need to take away. Okay, so whatever's after deur is the subject, so we start die vrou. But it's okay, die vrou, and then verb, voer, the word goes away. The deur went away, and the ge in front of voer went away. Now we've got time, sans. You can see the time is always between the word and the deur. There's the time. Alright, then we've got the subject, daardie klein hondjie. Okay, and then we've got place, oorkant die straat. And that's it. So we've got die vrou, voer saans, daardie klein hondjie oorkant die straat. Okay. Next one. Here we've got sal, we've got a deur, so we know this is we must put it in bedrywende vorm. We must do the opposite. The deur must go away. And we've got a word that must go away. And we've got a ge that goes away. Okay, so we're starting with a subject. So the subject is after the deur, die dokter. Sal stays where it is. Is there time? No, there's no time because the verb and the deur are right next to each other. So then there's nothing in between, so that's no time. Die ou man. Okay, gesond. And we take the ge out and we've got a mark. That's it. Okay, next. Here we've got an is, which means it's past tense because the het changed to a is, which means we only need to remove the deur and the is must become a het. Okay, so die moe vrou. Okay, the verb is het. Time is between the is and the deur, so gisteraand. Then we've got the object, a groot koppie koffie. And what have we got left? Geniet. Okay. Die groot koppie koffie is gisteraand deur die moe vrou geniet. Die moe vrou het gisteraand 'n groot koppie koffie geniet. Okay, next. Blah, 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 blah. There's our word. There's our deur. Okay, there's our verb. Why doesn't it have a ge? Because it's vervang and a ver can't get a ge. verwag. And the vir can't get a ge. So we start with the subject. The subject is whatever's after deur. Hulle. Okay? In die stad, is that part of the subject? No, it's not. It's place. In the shows you its place. Okay. So hulle, word goes away and the verb comes back to the front. Hulle verwag. Time, die naweek. Object, 'n vreeslike sterk wind. Place, in die stad. And there's nothing left, so that's it. Okay, so the sentence continues with a sterk wind, the strong wind. And we say we've got a is and we've got a deur. Okay, now the interesting thing here is per ongeluk is not time, but it's still between these two, so don't stress about it, just treat it as if it is time. Okay, it is, and there's already a ge, so we're not going to take it away, it's going to stay the same. So we start with whatever's after the die, after the deur. We've got a wind, and this vreeslik sterk describes, so it's part of it. So 'n vreeslike sterk wind. The is changes to a het. Then we've got per ongeluk. Then 'n skaam vrou, die skaam vrou. Se rok. Okay. And let's see if we got everything else left. We used that. We've only got opgewaai left. Okay. So see what I'm doing? I don't care about what the words mean. I'm highlighting things and looking at the formula. Okay, so I'm not even going to explain to you what any of this means. If you know, you know. If you don't, you know, don't. It doesn't matter. Look at the maths. Okay, look at the formula. That's the cool thing about it. Okay, here we've got a sol and we've got a deur. So there's no time because the time's supposed to be next between those. We've got a word and we've got a ge. And that's everything that must go away. So the subject is after deur. Okay, 'n aantreklike jong man. Okay, we take the sol, stays where it is. There's no time, so then we've got object, die skaam vrou. We've got that already. Oops. We've got that already. We've got that already. So now we've got uitvra. Because we took the ge away and we took the woord away. There you go. That is the answers for Lydend en Bedrywende Vorm.